Hi, I am Harish, and in this channel, we talk about building anything without coding. Today, I have a very fun demo and a platform that you should definitely try if you are trying to build voice agents. So, let's jump right into it and see how you can have your own voice agent in under 2 minutes, like the platform claims, maybe in under 5 minutes. But if you have all the documents, the knowledge ready for your agent, should take less than 10 minutes max, right? So let's get started. If you've ever tried building an AI voice agent yourself, you know the pain. Or if you've hired somebody on Upwork or a freelancer to build this for you, it takes a lot. You need to figure out speech to text. You need to figure out which large language model to use or which platform like 11 Labs or Servom to use. You have to figure out text to speech. You have to figure out telephony. You have to figure out function calling slash tool calling. You have to figure out integrations. And all of this combined together is when you will have potentially a voice agent, and then you will probably be not satisfied with the outcome or with how your agent responds. Suddenly, you've got 5 different services just to answer a phone call, right? So, let's see what xAI is trying to solve. I got an email today saying we launched a voice agent builder and you should try it out. So I said, not just me, everybody should try it out. xAI is trying to change this whole problem of figuring out 5 or more services just to launch your own voice agent with giving you a voice agent builder, a single platform that handles the entire voice agent stack in simple steps that you can do even if you are not a coder. If you are a coder, you can obviously extend this to a much more complexity, but this is for people who cannot code, and we don't have to write code to build anything these days, do we? So let's see, in this video, I'll show you exactly how it works and launch an agent myself from scratch so that you can replicate the same in your workflows or whichever agent you want to launch. This is xAI's Grok Voice Agent Builder. They claim you can build it and launch your own agent in under 2 minutes. The best part is they give you a phone number to try it out. You can try it out in your browser before it is even public. They also have simple steps for you to integrate with phony providers, which is providers that give you a phone number where people can reach you, right? And let's see some of the features before we actually see what this app is, how this can work. They have human like voice agents that talk like humans with real timing, tone, and warmth. We'll also listen to some of these, right? And then you can also launch all of these from your own browser. So if you have a computer, you can do this. They can be trained on real world. They can call real world data. They can integrate with MCPs. MCPs are essentially a way to connect to real time data wherever your data is. And of course, it's one of the fast in the industry. Like I said, all your tools are built in. You want to integrate Google Meet, you want to integrate a calendar for your customers to book an appointment. You want to connect it to Linear or any task management platform. You want to connect your email, Notion. All of them are again inbuilt. You can trigger workflows, schedule follow up with your customers, and also send confirmations on the spot. Of course, this is all enterprise ready. The playbook is available. They have over 25 voices with 25 plus different languages. Like I said, you can connect multiple tools and all of that. So let's see how you could launch one of these agents, right? I'll link the platform in the description below for you to try it out. It's not a referral link. You can try it out all by yourself. Some agent examples that you can build with this platform are a customer support agent or a sales associate or a personal agent or even a custom agent. If you want to have an agent that does different things beyond these templates, you can also build that, right? Let's jump right into it and see, right? They have a try for free plan. Let's look at the pricing. You have free plan where you can try it out completely from end to end. It also supports with X search if your agent needs to have access to Twitter, which is X today. You can also do that and connect to multiple platforms. Of course, you get the best model if you pay, right? You can also compare different features available. I have a Twitter premium, so that's why I probably want this access early. But you also have API access. You can get an API key and build this all if you are a developer. But if you're not, we'll focus on the no code way to do it. Right. So let's click on try it for free and see how this works. Once you click try for free, it should take you to the onboarding document itself, where you have the templates that we talked about earlier. You can pick between any of these choices: lead qualification, personal assistant, an appointment scheduler, or just a customer support agent that replies back to your customers based on your frequently asked questions, your product details, or your company details. So let's start with that to keep this simple and also for you to easily understand this. I'm going to start with I want to build a customer support agent. Then it'll ask me questions to understand what I want really, right? And it is asking me what is the business name and is there a website that I can check out. I'm going to say it's called business is called Best Salon and Spa. I'm going to submit that and it'll ask me few more details, right? It is asking, do I have a website or some key details? I'm going to say I don't have a website, but my business is open through the week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right? Let's submit that and see what it says. Right? Then it should ask us one more follow-up questions. Right? Which is, what should the agent mainly handle on calls, like answering questions or booking an appointment? Help my customers get information about my business and answer questions around it. Now it'll say, would you like to transfer calls to a human when needed, which is when the agent doesn't have a response or cannot answer some questions. Do you want it to call a human? Of course, let's say yes. And it'll ask me to enter a phone number, right? For the sake of this demo, I'm going to enter the same phone number. You have to enter your actual number where your customers can actually reach, or the agent can forward your customers to. So make sure you put your real number there. Since this is a demo, I'm using the same number that it gave me. And now it is actually starting to build everything related to my best salon and spa support agent required. And it is saying it'll handle the customer hours on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it is almost ready, which means now you can actually see the agent and configure it depending on your requirements. Now let's click on view agent. And here is all the information. There is instructions, which is where in plain text or English, you give instructions on how the agent should behave, right? There is a role in persona where you say, okay, you're a friendly customer agent for your business name. Then the objective is to help customers get information and answer questions using the only approved facts below. The facts are below, right? And transfer to human when needed. These are the instructions. And there are guardrails and escalations needed when, if the agent has no information specific to the business, we are explicitly saying do not give advice or recommendations or opinions. If the caller seems distressed or the topic is sensitive, transfer immediately to a human. And we also can define a voice and communication style, which is speak naturally in short sentences, right? And use a warm and helpful tone, which is what you would expect from any agent, right? If you want to add additional guardrails, you can add a guardrail saying no PII, which is personally identifiable information. You can add multiple such guardrails to your agent. Then there is a welcome message. What is the first message that the customer or the user has to hear is this one, right? And caller can interrupt. If you want your customers to interrupt, you can always say yes. Allow the caller to interrupt the opening message and express their grievance or request or question, whatever it is. And there are some advanced options also, which is you can easily detect the language or choose from all the 25 languages that I mentioned before. We'll leave it to auto detect so that it is best. It decides what to do. What is the speech speed? You can customize it from 1x to 1.5x or even slower. Then also you can have conversation going when the call falls quiet, right? You can enable that as well. Now there are multiple tools, which is transfer call to the agent or end call, which is once the conversation ends, you can end. You can also add multiple other tools. You can add tool and decide which tool to add, or you can add a new tool from all of these. Do you want to send this data to Google Sheet? You can obviously do that. You can also enable web search so that the agent can search the internet and give responses back if you're building something that has access to or needs access to a potential API service. You can enable that. If you want to enable Twitter or X search, you can also enable it so that the agent can search real time on X on what people are posting. If you want to have specific handles, you can also enable that. And of course, transfer and end call are enabled by default. And those are some tools that you can add. Then you have connectors. Connectors are your own tools that you want to connect for giving the agent information or knowledge based on what type of agent you are building, right? You can add Gmail, Google Calendar, Notion, or you can add many more, right? HubSpot, Figma, OneDrive, GitHub, anything, right? Existing connectors show up here, new connector shows up here. You can add from here. All you have to do is just click on it and then configure the connection. It will take you to the login page and do that. If you have a custom MCP server, this is specifically for developers. You can always say, okay, add a custom MCP server. Here's the URL for my server, right? Most tools today have an FTP server, so you shouldn't be having any challenge there. Now, if you have static information in the form of PDFs, CSVs, or different files, text files or markdown files, you can always say, this is the information that I want to provide to an agent as a knowledge base for it to retrieve information from and answer. This can be a Wikipedia page about your business if you're building a customer support agent or so on, right? So that's where you drop in all the files in PDF, doc, or text or markdown or JSON or even a CSV up to 100 MB each. So you can drop all your knowledge base here. And then once you're ready with all the setup, right? You're ready with all the setup going. You have your deployment section where you can configure a phone number. Now, if you have a custom phone number, you can configure from here. And for SIP providers, you have different providers today in the market. You can always click on steps for SIP providers and configure them directly based on the values they give you or the details they give you for these specific sections. You can also block them by IP. All of those are available in the phone number section. And if you're building or if you're giving it to a developer to build this integrated into your application, be it web or mobile, you can provide this code to them in Python, TypeScript, or Go, and they should be able to add this directly to their application that they're building for you, right? And once this is done, you can also see a history of conversations. But before that, let's try it live. Let's see how this works. So when you're ready with all the setup done, all you have to do is click on try it live, and you can actually try this live in your browser. It'll ask you for permission to give voice access.
Hello, I'm happy to help you today. What can I assist you with? If your message got cut off, feel free to finish your thought.
Right, so I'm going to say what are the timings. Okay, it is already capturing my voice, so you can also
I'm
do
listening.
that.
Take your time. What were you going to say?
What are the timings of this store that are open?
I'm still here with you. Go ahead and finish your thought. I'm here to help.
Give me the timings of this store.
I'd be happy to share our hours. We're open on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Are you asking about our salon hours or something else?
Just the salon hours. When can I book an appointment on Wednesday?
Just the salon hours? We're open weekdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Is there anything else I can help with?
No, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help.
That's it. That's how simple is for you to create a voice agent today using Voice Agent Builder from Grok on X. Try it out with the link in the description below, and I will see you in another demo. I hope this was helpful. If this was, please share it with whoever needs it, and also drop a subscribe to the channel if you want to see more fun demos and videos like this that help you build agents without coding.